Everyone, it's Nick with Us versus Herd. Today I want to go over one of my trades. Today was Netflix, made about 300% in 30 minutes, and that's great to make money, but what was even more interesting was the price action, which I'll go over real quick. If you didn't know, Netflix, they had earnings last night. As you can see here, implied volatility is way down. It got crushed because of earnings they released, but went from 400. It actually sold off after hours last night. It went all the way down to 342 or 343, I think was the bottom. And today you can see we had a pretty big recovery here, back at 379 from its lows of in the low 340s. And as you can see here, volume was almost 60 million today, and pretty much the highest volume day in the last 365 days. I think in the last 2 years, if we look at, I think that last time we had a day like this was 2 years ago. Last earnings, two years ago, so 8 quarters ago, I guess you could say, we had about the same kind of volume, which is kind of interesting there. But what's interesting, I'll go over this trade real quick, just so you can kind of see. We'll go to the 15-minute chart just so we can get a better look of what happened here. As you see here, went from close around 400 yesterday and hit a low of 342, and then we had a nice uptrend. Still closed down $21 in the day, still down 5%, but I just want to kind of show you some of this so that way you can learn. So there's a lot of risk to trading options. This is one of the reasons why when you trade options, you need to have an entry and then an exit strategy. You can't just trade just to trade and hope that you make money, especially when you're doing short-term options trading. So let's just go through it real quick, just kind of go through the timetable. So Netflix, these are all my orders today, but let's clean this up a little bit here. Yeah, Netflix, we did, we cashed out 279 today, so almost 300% profit today on it. But what we did here is at 10:59 today, so this is Central Time, I bought it for $1.15, and then at 11:27 I sold it for $3.94. So let me just show you that right here. So if I kind of put this to the side here, you kind of look at to my right here. So at 10:59, so somewhere right in here, think about right here, I bought it for $1.15. So I bought the 400 strike. So if we look at Netflix here, $400 strike, which you can't see here. Let me get some more. So with the $400 strike here for $1.15, and then at 11:27, so somewhere right in here, we sold it for $3.94. So nice increase, 30 minutes. And you take a look at the pricing here, and then you see where I bought another one at 218, which was back here, 218. But as you can see, this is the interesting part. So I bought it originally for $1.15, right in here. It went up for 30 minutes. It hit up 385, and then we sold it for $3.94. So it went up to 385. We sold it for $3.94 credit back. Made $279, and as you can see, the rest of the day the price just really stayed the same. And you could say, hey, it's going up so much, don't you think it's going to go up more tomorrow? Don't you think it's going to go up more this week? And this was expiring this Friday, so we only had 3 days left on this. So if you don't get it right, theta is going to really kill you on this. So tomorrow, every day you're going to lose money. The more days is out of the money, you're going to lose money unless we have some major up moves like we did today. And this is why when you're buying and selling options, so this was I was a premium buyer, I wasn't a premium seller. So when you're buying premium, you have to be very careful because there's a lot of odds against you, such as theta. So this expires in 3 days. I had the 400 calls, and it was only at 380. So we had another $20 to go. So the likelihood of it hitting that, so you can actually look at the probability here. So Tastyworks is saying the probability of it being in the money right now is 11%. So the odds are not good. It could happen. This right here, the orange bar is saying what the implied movement will be in the next 3 days by Friday. So by Friday, it's saying it's going to move plus or minus $11. So they're saying the option pricing is a little bit stretched here, 11%. So I have 11% chance it's going to be in the money. I got an 89% chance it's not going to be in the money. And when you're buying options, you want them to go in the money. And right now I have 11% chance that that's going to happen, so it's not great. So that's why when you're trading options like this, you really have to take advantage of the price movement, and when it goes your way, especially like this, you need to take profits. Because as you can see here, now that the price didn't move at all, since volatility really got crushed, so the price stayed the same for a long period of time. So after 11 o'clock, it pretty much died. It was kind of going up and down, pretty much sideways the rest of the day. And as you can see here, it closed at $3.79, pretty much where we bought it at. But they were only going for $1.17 when I bought it at 40 minutes into close. And actually at close, it was down to 96 bucks. So actually, we lost $20 there based on that. But they're not going to sweat it. So I have an exit and entry strategy for this, so I bought some more just because it went back down to the same price. And maybe tomorrow we'll have a big update. If not, we'll lose my exit here. I'm gonna take sell this for like 50 cents. If so, I'll lose 60 bucks on it. But we already made $2.79 on it, so it's not a big deal. But I think that we're gonna have a day or two more of updates for Netflix just because people were seeing it as a buying opportunity, even though their numbers got crushed. But yeah, so just for an example, just take a look at that, just a recap here. At 10:59, it was $1.15. 30 minutes later, it was $3.94, quadrupled, tripled in price here. And then sideways action, it stayed the same. If I were to have held on to this option or this call, I wouldn't have made any money. I would have saw all those profits get evaporated, even though the pricing was still at the same place, because time and theta was working against me, and the volatility got crushed. That's when you get in trouble. So that's why you would have lost all your money. You probably would have been pissed that you were up, triple digit points here, and you lost it all, even though the price stayed the same. So this is a really great example of option pricing, how premium gets crushed, and option buying and option selling. Now, if you're an option seller on this, you would have made a lot of money, but that's not the position we took on this trade. Yes, I do sell a lot of premium. I like to trade premium like that, but in this trade, I was just looking for a quick day trade and kind of show you how the option pricing was working. So, hope this kind of clears things up for you. Hopefully, you can identify the risk of trading, and that when you're up that big and when it's moving that big, just know when you're trading options, especially when you're this close to expiration, you're not going to keep those profits unless something crazy happens. But at open, it had a $40 move from open to 11 a.m. So count your blessings, take the profits. If you have questions, leave a comment below. If this is your first time coming across this channel, we have tons of other videos. Definitely like this video and hit the subscribe button.